Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions. All of our favorite shows. Tonight, this video, we are talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. This was season 4, episode 12. I believe the title of the episode was What You Wanda Do About It. So anyway, before we get started, y'all, click that subscribe button. Make sure you share this video if you into it. Click that thumbs up button and don't be afraid to comment. I'd love to know what you thought of tonight's episode. Also, what you think of this review. Thank you to all those who continue to support me so far. I feel like this YouTube channel is like the little engine that could. We're just gonna keep it going, right? Anyway, let's get into the episode. So, the episode was a lot of shenanigans for me, okay? Picking up where we left off last week, on the other side of the tracks with Letitia's family at Miss Wanda's baked potato food truck tasting. Okay, the stuff like last week it was funny. This week is out of hand. This week I'm frankly tired of it. Okay, so we still over there fussing and fighting. Kiki came through. Okay. And her and Tisha barely spoke, and they're like, "Hey, girl, you look good. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. How you doing, Tisha? I'm doing great." Okay, that's what Tisha said. She's doing great, as a matter of fact. Okay, so then, they talk about how they haven't talked to each other in a while. Somebody said they called them, and they didn't hear from them. They didn't call back because they called them. Whatever. So anyway, then somehow they get on to the topic of what's going on between Tisha and Kiki. And I guess the two girls, Jennifer and somebody else, are the twins. And I think they're Kiki's sisters. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't read all the little titles as they was throwing up everyone's title. Kiki's husband and Bernard and Tisha's brother. I was like, Lord, we done met the whole family. We literally met Tisha's whole extended family. And I didn't want to meet no more of them. So anyway, Tisha goes to explain about how Kiki, was taking information to Mel, and Kiki was mad about an incident from 5 or 10 years ago of Tisha and Marcel telling Mel and Martel some of Kiki's business, and so she's still holding that against Tisha, and now she's trying to get back at her by becoming friends with Mel and telling Tisha's business to Mel and all this stuff. So Kiki is like, that's not true. She's not trying to get back at Letitia. That's not what it is. It looks like what it is to us, Kiki, but okay, girl. And so then Kiki and Letitia start getting into it, fussing and fighting. Now, forgive me, y'all, when they start fussing and fighting like this, I have a hard time giving a play-by-play, keeping up with who's talking, because everybody's yelling and talking over each other. And I don't have time for all that fussing and fighting. I'm a non-confrontational person. I don't like to argue, so I'm not the one. So basically, I'm going to try to hit the main points of this argument and remember as much as I can. But a lot of that arguing and yelling, I tuned out, okay? So I just want to give my disclaimer. I don't do good with argument scenes on none of these shows, okay? So anyway, and then Bernard was shouting stuff, and then Kiki was saying because Tisha was saying that Kiki said some stuff about Marcel cheating and all this stuff, and Kiki was like, no, I didn't say that, and Letitia was like, yeah, the conversation was brought up, and you were, happy to insert whatever conversation me and you had, and Kiki was like, that's not true, and then Tisha said, me and you never had a conversation about, I never told you that Marcel was cheating or about infidelity. Kiki was like, girl, you need to think about that, because you lying. And then they just going back and forth, and then Marcel was explaining that, she's hurt. He was like, really, I'm the one who told the business to them because I had to. And Marcel said everybody in Huntsville knew the tea on Kiki. What did Kiki do? I'm telling y'all, Kiki must have been out there stealing. She must have been out there stealing. I don't know. Whoever got the tea on what Kiki did that Marcel and Letitia told the Holtz, please drop it down in the comments or DM me on Twitter at Brandy Yvonne. Like, please, okay? I'm dying to know the tea. So anyway, apparently the whole city knew it. So, whatever it was, it had to be serious, I'm thinking, right? So anyway, Then the sisters are saying, you know, that's your wife, so she's always going to defend you, and, you know, you're just creating more mess. And then Kiki is yelling and shouting and saying, oh, I could tell some stuff, Marcel, and I won't really tell it. And da-da. Then Marcel flipped, and he started yelling and getting all bug-eyed and like, oh, you gonna tell some, Kiki? Tell it right now. Tell it right now. If you tell it, I'm gonna tell everything right now. So then Tisha's trying to pipe him down, and he getting all mad. And so I seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that, oh, Marcel definitely didn't want Kiki to spill it. That's why he started going off. Maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. Again, we have no evidence of Marcel cheating, so we really can't say. He did get extremely mad in that scene. Maybe it was his frustration. Maybe he was scared that Kiki was going to let something out the bag that he didn't want out the bag. Who knows, right? So anyway, then Kiki's big old husband came over there, and he started having words with Marcel. Then they going back and forth because I guess he didn't like how Marcel was raising his voice at Kiki or something, whatever he said. He didn't even look like he was there for the party. He looked like somebody's bodyguard, in my opinion. Anyway, so then Marcel jumped up out his seat. They get in each other's face, and then Marcel kind of calms down and said, look, man, it didn't have to be all this. This is what happened. You know, he explains that Kiki is being used as a pawn. T-Man come over there. Tiffany come over there. Everybody come over there. Miss Wanda come over there. She arguing and fussing and fighting with them and trying to explain what it is and what Kiki said. And Miss Wanda co-signing with Tisha, and it was a mess. Bernard was saying something to Marcel. Marcel got mad, like, Bernard, don't even talk to me. And so then Marcel was explaining how Kiki is being used as a pawn. She was asked that question for a reason about Marcel and Tisha's business, and she doesn't see how she's being used. And so they're like, you don't see how Melanie is trying to use you to get back at us. And they even said, I think earlier in the scene, that Kiki told them that Mel is going to try to hurt you or something like that. So anyway, Kiki said, no, I really don't think Mel is trying to do anything like that. And so then it's like, Kiki, girl, Kiki, now you playing. You are really on here playing. I don't know if you just wanted to be on TV or what it is, but you know what's going on with Mel and Tisha. Don't act dumb now. Come on now. So anyway, basically they was arguing, fussing, and fighting. Miss Wanda tried to break things up, and she was like, you know, you're not going to come to my event. They're doing all the rah. They're trying to get it together. T-Man walked Tisha to the side. Everybody's still fussing and fighting. Miss Wanda said, look, calm it all down. We going to, end the party right here. Thank you for coming. I only got one question. She said, forget all the mess. How was the food? Okay. Miss Wanda said, damn all that. How was the food? Okay. So she's like, give it a thumbs up if the food was good. I guess the food is good. I'll be dying to taste one of Miss Wanda's baked potatoes. Miss Wanda, or if somebody knows Miss Wanda is watching this video, send your girl a baked potato. I'm all the way on the West Coast, so we got to figure out how to do that, but let's make it happen. Send your girl a baked potato. I would totally do a review for you, Miss Wanda. Let me know. So anyway, and I like to eat, so I will eat it. So anyway, with some steak and all that, I'm dying for it. Miss Wanda, holla at your girl. So anyway, moving on. They didn't got done fussing. Okay. Glad to be over meeting Tisha's family on the other side of the track. Oh yeah, Miss Wanda said, when she first interrupted our arguing that, already they said we from the other side of the tracks, and here y'all are fussing and fighting, acting like y'all from the other side of the tracks. I said, Miss Wanda, we could tell they was from the other side of the tracks last episode. Frankly, when Marcel said it last season or two at that park, when Kiki had that red hair, we could tell they was from the other side of the tracks. But that's neither here or there. Miss Wanda, good for you, trying to have your business. You trying to be on the right side of the tracks. Miss Wanda know what her bread and butter is. Her bread and butter like with Tisha Marcel, okay? So Miss Wanda gonna straighten up and act right. But anyway, give me a baked potato though, Miss Wanda. So anyway, moving on, we gonna have let's get down to everybody else. So Kimmy goes to meet with Destiny. They both had on a headband with the wigs. Anyway, that's cute. Destiny's place, from what we saw of it, looks nice. She has some little snacks and champagne for her and Kimmy. Kimmy just wanted to check on Destiny. Destiny says she's doing good. Her business is on the up, so which is good to hear because we know that Destiny was going through quite a bit of financial hardship. So it's good to see that she is doing better with everything and her business is growing again, because we know that Destiny went through quite a bit, right? So Destiny, Kimmy said, she just want to check on her after the housewarming. Destiny says housewarming was nice. Jalen's place is nice. Kimmy was like, when it comes to you and Stormy, how, what's going on with that? Destiny lets us know that her and Stormy had actually spoken even leading up to Galentine's. Talk about some business stuff, talk about some life stuff. She had called her sweetie before in conversation, so she didn't see the problem with calling her sweetie in that situation, that Stormy didn't like it when Destiny said sweetie. Destiny is smart enough to know that they were in a serious debate, discussion, argument, what have you, and that was not appropriate time to call her sweetie. Destiny tried to explain that it's a Southern thing. She called her that before, but it's a time and a place for everything, Destiny. And that heated conversation of you guys trying to get back on track after Valentine's Day was not the time to use the word sweetie. I get it. Like, I don't take sweetie and honey seriously, but I get how it can have a condescending tone and people cannot like that. So it's, she knows better than that. She knows what she was doing. And so Kimmy let Destiny know that, I talked to Stormy after that happened, and I told her, she could have extended her some grace in that moment. Destiny said that logic and reason was not happening in that conversation, so she needed to make her way out of there and clear her head so that she could have grace for herself. I feel like Destiny is not taking some of the responsibility that she needs. Kimmy also asked her about her relationship with Mel, and Destiny felt like, it was hurtful for her because she didn't know that they had a problem. She had to hear it from other people and all the stuff they went through, and they both going through divorces. And just, Destiny seems really sad to have lost a friend. Kimmy's like, dang, I don't think it's a loss. Like, isn't there a chance? And Destiny doesn't see it. Destiny also feels like she's tired of taking accountability and other people are not taking accountability. I totally get that, Destiny, but you have to take accountability first before you can expect others. And if they don't, they don't. But you still got to take your accountability. Accountability doesn't work by, okay, we both did something to hurt each other, but I'm not going to take my responsibility and accountability until you do. No, I got to take mine regardless of if you decide to take yours or not, because I got to live with myself and you got to live with yourself. But that's just my take on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments about that situation. Moving on, then we see, let's go on to Tiffany and Lewis's dry scene. So anyway, Tiffany goes down to Lewis's business and she says, you said I don't spend enough time with you. Here I am. I came over after work. He's like, okay, cool. Like, can you help me get these shirts together? Because people come in here, rambling the shirts, messing it up. Y'all know how y'all be doing it in department stores and different gift shops, messing up them people's stuff. So anyway, she was like, that's not what I came for. She wasn't really there to work like that. Excuse me, y'all. So then anyway, she was like, yeah, when I came home last night, you didn't even ask me. What did she say, last night or the other night? Anyway, she said you didn't even ask me how things went with the trip to Utah with me and Mel, and that was really hurtful, and I thought you would have been asking me, and why didn't you ask me? So first of all, there's no way I'm buying that Lewis doesn't know how the trip went. I'm sure they talked about it the night she got home or the next day. I don't think this is really the next day after the trip. I'm not believing that. I'm not buying it that he doesn't know how the trip went by now. He knows. Okay, but thanks for the scene. So anyway, he's like, well, I was trying to give you your space and I was trying to give you time and, see if you want to talk about it. And so then she explains everything to him that he already know about what the white man said in 88 and 87. They was having lynchings and her mama being white and adoptions and interracial relationship and all that stuff we already know he knows. So anyway, she was also saying that now all these people are coming out the woodwork and saying that, they could have these tips and information for her, but they are kind of doing it in secret because they don't want something to happen to them. And I'm just like, is Tiffany that important that something's going to happen if they say something, if they give her the information? Maybe she means because of the racial things, but I don't I just don't know how much of a big of a deal that would be now. But maybe, you know, that's down there. I live on the West Coast. I'm in Cali. That's in the South. So I don't know. Maybe it is still a thing. But at this point, there's so many interracial relationships and plenty of black men having babies with white women. So I don't think nobody gonna get hurt by telling this information at this point. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe they know something. I don't know. But anyway, so Lewis is, you know, asking, you know, he's saying, well, I'm glad the trip, you know, went well. And she was saying how it was strange that, well, Lewis was saying he's happy Mel went and was able to help her and all that. And so then Tiffany's like, yeah, Mel, Destiny said that Mel was like a work friend and not like a friend. And so I thought that was kind of weird. So I asked Mel about it. Mel said, well, maybe because we met at work and I don't really hang out with too many people, so maybe that's what she meant. And I'm like, didn't Tiffany was the one that said that they're not friends, like that they're work friends, that they're not, because that's when she was talking to Destiny at the little thing where the baby was playing, the little jumper place. She was the one, Destiny was saying, well, you're going with your friend Mel to look for your dad. And Tiffany was like, well, no, we're not like friend. It's not friendship, it's work. So Tiffany is the one that said that, not Destiny. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, somebody rewriting the tape, but I believe Tiffany was the one that said that, not Destiny. So I don't know what Tiffany is talking about that. Tiffany will come up with some mess in her head if she don't do nothing else. So anyway, then we see, so Lewis is like, well, you know, and then Tiffany's like, well, you know, oh no, Lewis, sorry y'all. Lewis said, I was mixing up two thoughts at once. Lewis said he's glad, you know, Mel helped, and he's like, so far Mel's been, you know, he knows Martell and different people have said things about Mel, but so far she's proven to be great to us, and so we don't have no problems with her. Tiffany was like, you know, why you didn't ask me how I went? I wish you would have. Lewis was like, you would have stayed up extra 5 minutes. I could have got the information. Then they laughed it off. Yeah, the Tiffany girl, you gave him the information the night you got there. Quit playing with us. So anyway, then we see Martell meet up with Melnisha. Looked like they were in a business park or something. I don't know. Anyway, and they sit down on the park bench. They talk about everything they have coming up with the wine event and down in Atlanta. They're going to be a mansion. There's going to be 30 or 40 people there. They're going to need about 30, 35 bottles for the tasting. Melnisha wants him to get some pictures to start making like the logo and things like that so people know it's him. And he wants to, you know, do it right because it's honoring his grandmother, of course. Also, you know, they just want to make sure everything goes well. She wants it to all be about Martell, you know, intimate, sexy, classy, all about him. And so he, you know, she's like, who are you inviting? He's like, for sure, Maurice, Marceau, Big Lou, all the same thing, like the Atlanta trip. And, you know, Melnisha's like, you know, we don't need no shenanigans like the last one. And so Martell lets it be known, you know, it's going to be all good. And then Melnisha asked him what's going on with that builder's license. She's like, you got a tutor, you got the books, what's happening? And he's like, yeah, if I don't pass this time, I don't know. Then he's like, no, I do. I'm going to pass this time. And then she told him, if you don't pass, just take it again. You know, just do what you got to do. She's like, I need you to pass so you can make this mansion for me. And so then he was like, yeah, okay, I got you. And then he's like, well, let me be clear. I could build you a mansion. I can make you a mansion right now. I can do it right now. And then she was like, well, we don't got the license. He was like, well, no, I got the license. It's just, you know, he was like, because I own half the company, so I got the license. And then so then at that point, I'm like, Martell, I don't care what company you own. You don't have a builder's license in your name, sir. Pass the test and stop working off of other people's paperwork and get your own, okay? Anyway, we know you know probably how to build the house. We have no doubt about that. You need to just back it up with that paper and you're good. Jesus, pass the test, Martell. Lord, I hope he passed. So anyway, moving on. Then we have Melanie meet up with Kimmy, I believe. And so Kimmy is Melanie, hey girl, you look so beautiful, hey. And Kimmy said Mel looks like she just came off of a video shoot or something. And Melanie says last time she saw her, or Melody, I always get her name, is it Melanie or Melody? I think it's Melody. So anyway, Melody said she just dropped her latest single. I don't know which song that is. Is it that one? I know it's not Telltale Signs, because that was last year. Whatever that other song was she had. Anyway, I forgot the name of it. And so the one where she's like, our friends laugh at you. Is it Side Chick Award? I think that's the name of the song. Anyway, so then Kimmy said, she was saying how, she's so happy that Mel went with Tiffany to help her find her dad, and that was really cool. And she's like, you know what else was cool? I like how at Galentine's with Tiffany and Stormy really getting into it, and you went to go check on Destiny and Stormy were getting to it, sorry. And you went to go check on Destiny, and I thought that was really nice. And I thought, she still, is there still some care there? And so Melody is just kind of staring at her, like, with her face, with her mouth a little bit open, just kind of looking. I think Melody was trying to figure out what angle she was going to go in. I think she was sitting there just thinking. So anyway, if Kimmy doesn't like the way she's just staring at her, she's like, I don't like how you looking at me. Why are you looking at me like that? So then Mel begins to laugh, and she's like, that's not why I'm looking at you like that. And she was like, just because, we're not in a good place, me and Destiny, doesn't mean that I'm going to wish ill will on her. Like, I'm still going to check on people, make sure they're okay. And she said she did the same thing last year when Tiffany and Destiny kept getting into it. And so Kimmy was like, well, no, I don't think you would wish bad on anyone or want them ill will. She just was like, I wonder, where did that come from? Is there still something there? And so is there still, friendship there between you guys? And so Mel was saying like, well, I don't know about that, but it just speaks to my character, okay? That's just how I am. I'm going to always check on people and make sure that they are good. That's just how I am. That's my character. And so then Kim was like, okay, so like, do you ever think you guys could, be good and have a good friendship? And so Mel says that her and Destiny did talk after Valentine's Day. Destiny seemed like she was just getting defensive, and Mel said, it was a long night. Let's talk another day when we could both be relaxed and refreshed. Destiny said, okay, cool. And then she never heard from her again, and they haven't talked. And so Mel kind of took that as they, Destiny not wanting to move forward, and that was that. Who knows what those two would do. I wish they would get together, because it did seem like they had a genuine and sisterhood for each other. So it is kind of heartbreaking to see them be tore up as friends the way they are. Hopefully they get it together, right? So anyway, I believe Destiny has some accountability she needs to take, and Mel, in my opinion. So anyway, moving on, then we have Marcel and Tisha go to some coffee shop, and they got all their nice little car. And so they go in, and they're reminiscing on how they used to have their business meetings in the living room of Martell and Melody's house, and now they're all doing their own thing. And Marcel's like, yeah, I remember we were doing the comeback group, and now we're all have businesses in North Huntsville. So I'm just really cool to see that everything they were working on back then has come into fruition. Black businesses thriving. That is so cool to see on TV. So anyway, then they sit down and talk, and Marcel was like, next time I go to, I need to be prepared when I go see your family. I don't know. It was too much. Marcel said he was getting like ambushed, and he doesn't know why Bernard kept talking to him. Every time he go get a drink, he kept coming at him crazy. T-Man is drilling him about the truck, and he's like, there's no way I'm paying for that truck the way that truck looks. And he's trying to, tell him like, oh, we could do this, we could do that. And Marcel's like, it's not going to work. Tisha was like, well, what if we get a brand new truck? And Marcel was like, no, we need a whole business model, business plan. I need to see Miss Wanda come with the numbers, a whole business plan of this is what this is going to cost, this is how you're going to run the business, this is what's going to happen. And I agree, Marcel wants to do smart business. And so in the confessional, Tisha says that, that's why they're going to help her mom, because they can provide that business aspect for her. In the long run, they probably are going to help her. Okay, let's be real. But I get Marcel's point from a business stance, like, Miss Wanda, we can't just give Miss Wanda money off of a harebrained scheme. She just seemed serious about it. She had the tasting. She had a little paperwork business plan I thought she had got together, so she went to look for a truck. So she seemed serious about it, but Marcel said he wants her to put the emotional side to the side and really focus on how she's going to run the business. And I agree, he's got to make sure that she's serious about running the business because he knows how Miss Wanda is. So I get that part. So anyway, right now he said Marcel said he not doing it. So anyway, Tisha was like, yeah, they're really coming out. They're talking about the whole tasting event and how the family was coming at Marceau, and Tisha said, well, I think they feel like, I'm not that serious with you, when you be talking, I don't be saying what I need to say, so they feel like they need to say it for me. And Tisha asked Marceau to, when I ask you a question, I want you to give me a straight answer. And so, wait, let me back up. Before that, Marceau said, you got some people in your family who are some strong women, and then you got some mouthy women. I'm like, really? Did you really say mouthy women, Marceau? So anyway, he's like, Tiffany and Jennifer, and I forgot the other girls' names. They talk with sense. They're very strong women. Kiki is just mouthy. She doesn't make sense. So then he was saying, how Kiki doesn't see how she is destroying the family, and then she's got all her family coming at him crazy, and then that's when Tisha was saying, they think they need to defend her, and he was like, they want to talk about people's marriages and all this song and dance about that. I feel like we've heard it all before with Tisha and Marceau with this same conversation about their marriage. Until, like I said before, until they come out with some concrete proof that Marceau's cheating, I am so over this. We do not need to keep beating this. Until they got the evidence, he ain't cheated as far as we know. We can suspect. We cannot like how he treats his wife. We cannot like his chauvinistic ways. I feel like it has gotten better because Tisha is more out in front with the business now than we saw her in the beginning. So as long as Tisha is happy with they setup, then I'm happy with they setup. Nothing wrong with the man leading the household, as long as he is not disrespecting her, hitting her, being emotionally, physically, and mentally abusive. And he is doing what he needs to do to take care of her emotional needs, which I think is the issue that he does not do. Then other than that, I don't have a problem with it. So anyway, I'm not in no way defending Marceau in any way. I'm just saying their situation doesn't bother me the way I feel like it bothers some of the other people I see online. Anyway, so then Tisha is saying the thing with you I need is when I ask you a direct question, I want you to give me a direct answer. So Marceau says he can make that change. He can do that, which I'm glad he says, because that is the main issue, is that Marceau talks in circles when they ask him these questions. And so he's like, well, the thing I need you to do for me is not to ask me questions that are disrespectful. And so she was like, well, what questions have I asked you that were disrespectful? And so he was mentioned when she asked him, did he take a bottle of the champagne, the chocolate champagne, the chocolate in the bottle, if he took it to Mel. And so was that last season that came up? Yeah. And so then remember when she was like, did you take a bottle to Mel's house? And she was grabbing all on his face. And he was like, that is totally out of my character. First of all, I don't even know where she lives. I've never taken a bottle. I never hand delivered a bottle to anyone. I would never do that. That's really out of character. But I thought, run the tape again, because I thought he was the one that said he brought the bottle to Mel's house. Or did he tell that to Miss Wanda playing? But see, you need to stop playing, Marceau, because that's what's causing the problem, is you too busy playing. And people are taking you seriously. So you need to stop. So anyway, so maybe he didn't take the bottle. He just said it playing with Miss Wanda, now that I remember. But anyway, still, he shouldn't have said it. So anyway, and Tisha did grab his face in that moment, but he deserved it. So anyway, Tisha was like, well, how's that, disrespectful? And I think it was another question he brought up, and he was like, because when you ask me questions like that, you're attacking my character. Marceau, that's a stretch. That's not attacking your character, because she doesn't know. She's hearing all these rumors, she's hearing these things. It's not attacking your character. She's trying to get to the bottom of the situation and get to the truth. So miss me with all that rah, 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 Marceau. So anyway, he about to make me mad. So then he was, brought up an example of what if, I asked you, did you tell the kids that, nobody likes them and no one cares for them and they're not going to be nothing? And she was like, I would never even say anything like that. He's like, exactly. That would be disrespectful to ask you. I feel like that's not that's not even a good comparison or a good example at all, Marcel. So please, okay? And he do be gaslighting Tisha. I agree with y'all on that one. He do be gaslighting her. And so, I do, as long as Tisha got her eyes open and she got her stash and she know what she doing with the businesses, and hey, let her do her thing, right? And so anyway, in last scene, we see the boys trip to Atlanta. So yeah, Martell, Maurice, Marcel, and Lewis on the van going from Huntsville to Atlanta. And they're saying, Martell's saying, he's glad that all the women let the men out to play and go into Atlanta based on all the drama from the picture with the last Atlanta trip. And yeah, Martell, I'm glad you're the drama causer. That's what Kimmy was talking about. So anyway, Martell's like asking him, what did your wife say? What did your wife say? Lewis said, Tiffany said, go have a good time. Maurice says Kimmy says she's going to enjoy her staycation. So she's going to be chilling at the house, not bothered. Marcel said, Tisha said, go have a good time, live it up. You only live once, YOLO. I don't know if Tisha said all that, Marcel, but okay. So then, Maurice is asking Martell what all do they got planned. And he lets her know, it's going to be an intimate party, dinner thing. They got a mansion, going to be tasting the wine and all this stuff. Possibly go to the strip club. He said they're going to have some, I think I spit. What did he say? Going to have some, what was the word he used? Something about asses in their face and all this stuff. They about to cut up. Okay, they about to cut up. And Martell said, and then Lewis made a joke about the linebackers. I'm like, Lord, y'all gonna milk this picture. Now, the other Marriage Huntsville, y'all killing me with all the social media references. Like, can we be in the show? Please, can we be in the real time of the show? So then they referencing that picture and the linebackers and Ariana's stories. So anyway, so Martell said he planned to have him some linebackers around him. I'm like, really? So then he's just, talking real mischievously, and excuse me, y'all. Maurice and Marcel say, he different on this trip, and Marcel said he's a single man, so he can do whatever he wants to do. And Martell was saying, the single men, he's like, I'm gonna do, y'all can live through me because y'all married. You can't, y'all can't have too many single women around y'all. Marcel says that's not true, that if a married man can't behave himself with a single woman around him, then that's not good. You got to have self-control. I'm like, Marcel, you are the wrong messenger for this. I'm not saying you're cheating on your wife, but because we don't have the concrete evidence, once again, I'm just saying you're probably not the best messenger for that. Anyway, episode left off there with them on the trip. We're going to pick off with them in Atlanta, pick up where we left off. So I cannot talk tonight. We're going to pick up where we left off with the boys down in Atlanta next week. Looks like it's going to be all women at the mansion. It's about to be a mess. Lord, I pray these men don't disrespect their wives on TV. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, next week looks like it's going to be good, y'all. I'm not sure if I'll be reviewing. Okay, so next week I think I'm going to be in San Diego, so the review might be late. I just remembered that. All right, so I will talk to y'all soon about Love and Marriage DC. Have a good night. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Bye.